Macc brings him down. What a play! Mike Oside couldn't make it, and that is your ball game.
The Skyhawks are going to the playoff. And away, pass is intercepted by Aaron Arrington. 45-40, 30-20. Aaron Arrington, take him home. And a step on, and a touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the new SFL rushing record leader. Has caught first and one of them. Sim, get out of here. The doctor is in for the touchdown.
Spread out, Tyree, short drop, hits Jalen Miller, touchdown! Touchdown Sparrows, and they strike again.
Junior disrespecting St. Louis inside the 15 and down to the 10. His mama felt that one. And he is going to go for it. Wavy Jr.'s pass is caught. Oh my goodness. Pass is caught by Prince Escobar.
He's gonna go. A.J. Barnes has changed the facet of this game by scoring on a punt return. Tallahassee takes the lead back.
Welcome everyone to Dallas, Texas, Mullinex Oil Field. It's the Western Conference Final between the Alaska Storm and the Dallas Roughnecks, live on YouTube. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Cameron Irvine, alongside for the first time in SFL history, James Richards. How you doing, James?
I'm doing well, Cam. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be in Denton, Texas, home of the SFL, and I'm excited to see these two awesome teams square off today.
We've got James, we've got myself, we've got Macc Wavy Jr., Jonathan Concord, Justin Beakley Jr., the whole gang of SFL Nation. Let's head down to the field for the coin toss.
Here we go. This should be fun.
Alaska wearing their snow day uniforms today on the road.
We'll take heads.
And the Storm win the toss, and they want to put Murdoch Mock on the field first. So we'll get to see who's ready to go first. Is it Alaska's offense that struggled for 3.5 quarters last week, or is it Dallas's defense? From Mullinex Oil Field, kick it. We're underway. From the 10-yard line, Stevie T. Diggs on the return, and he's wrapped up quickly at the 28-yard line. Murdoch Mock is on the field first, and James, you have some keys to the game for the Storm.
Yeah, I think firstly, Cam, Alaska's going to have to keep their offense on the field and continue to execute on third downs. Right now they're converting at about 57% on their third downs, and their offense is a big reason why their defense is so good.
10:56 to go in the first. More keys coming. Murdoch Mock is in the I formation. Back to pass outside Robert Merrill, and Merrill turns the corner, picking up 7 yards, and a really nice start for Alaska. We saw a lot of this last week as Merrill had a career-high 16 receptions.
Yeah, I think Alaska, some of their keys to victory here, they're going to have to find success in other places other than just Beakley Jr.
10.5 to go. 2nd down and 3. 2 in the backfield with Mock. Dallas in the all-black homes. It's black on white today, at least in the uniform category. Justin Beakley Jr. rumbling to a first down. Richie Williams makes the tackle, but a good start for the Storm offense.
Yeah, Beakley, he's been a stud for Alaska all season long. He's rushed for over 1,700 yards.
10 minutes to go, first quarter, alongside James Richards. I am Cameron Irvine. 5 on the line of scrimmage for the Dallas defense, and then 4 about 3 yards behind them. Mock, a lofting pass to Beakley Jr., and James didn't really give Beakley Jr. a whole lot of a chance to turn the corner on that play. A bit of a rainbow throw there.
Yeah, you're going to see that a lot from Mock. He's ranked 10th in the league in efficiency right now. Not the best quarterback in the league, more of a game manager, so you're going to see him do a lot of that today.
2nd down and 9 at the 43. Ball on the left hash mark. 4 down lineman again for Dallas. Mock back to pass with an empty set. Mock Over the middle, has a catch for a first down. Justin Beakley Jr. to the Dallas 45-yard line, and I don't think Alaska could have asked for an opening drive better than this.
Yeah, statistically, they're going away from what they've done all season long, which is really ride the legs of Beakley Jr.
9 minutes and counting. Dallas's defense looking for a stop as Alaska approaches field goal range. Hand off to Beakley Jr. right side. We've seen this a couple of times on the drive, and he is sat down almost instantly. Jones on the tackle, a pickup of just 1 yard as Dallas is all over Beakley Jr. Are we finished with the Alaska keys? Did we touch on them all?
Yeah, pretty much. I think they just need to ride Beakley Jr. He needs to have a lot of success. Macc's going to have to play better than he has for most of the season, and then their special teams is going to have to stay phenomenal.
Merrill and Muhammad are the wide receivers. Watts and Klein are the tight ends, along with Beakley Jr. and Macc. A short throw over the middle is complete. Pick up of 5 yards. That pass is caught by Optimus Klein, who hasn't had a brilliant season at tight end in his rookie debut, but has been solid for this team all season long.
Yeah, I think Alaska's really going to have to rely on Beakley, Stevie T. Diggs, and Optimus Prime. Or Optimus Klein.
We knew you were going to make that mistake at least once today. That pass is caught for a first down. Sultan Muhammad to the Dallas 32-yard line. This drive over 3 minutes long. And we've seen Beakley Jr., Optimus Klein, Robert Merrill, and Sultan Muhammad all with receptions on their first series.
Yeah, this is really interesting, the approach that Alaska's taken today. Traditionally not a pass-heavy team, but maybe their owner was predicting that they were going to have to try to score more points today going up against Dallas's offense.
Alaska did not score an offensive touchdown last week until about 5 or 4 minutes left to go in that game. They got some help from their defense, a pick six from Wayne Buckerson, and a kickoff return from Stevie T. Diggs. First down and 10 with 7.5 to go in the first. Macc is changing the play at the line. 3 receivers, 2 off the right side. Macc the pass against a 5-man rush, late blitz. Macc's pass caught, first down. And that's what you want to do. You want to throw right where the blitz came from. And Robert Merrill has another move of the chains for Alaska.
Yeah, I think Alaska's really trying to key in and really catch Dallas off guard. Dallas is coming in with the 7th-ranked rush defense, allowing only 112 yards per game. And it seems like Alaska's really throwing a curveball here, coming out throwing the ball.
How we sounding? 2 backs and 2 receivers. Let us know in the YouTube chat. Beakley Jr. is put down by Julius O'Neal. Big hit at the 20-yard line. O'Neal, a really power-hitting safety, former member of the Tallahassee Pride, who are also still in the playoffs. 2nd and 8. Here's a look at T. Cabell. Had a nice day against Alaska way back in week 2 in this building in January, and had a solid season all the way around. Macc with an empty set on 2nd down. Back to pass. Caught again. Short over the middle. And stretching for extra yardage is Optimus Klein. Tackle made by Heath McDaniel Sr. It's 3rd down and 2.
This is a really interesting approach here. Alaska's coming in. They're only averaging 141 passing yards a game here. So coming out on this first drive, they're having a lot of success through the air.
3rd and short. They're last in the league in passing yards per game. 4 receivers. Trips off the right side for Macc. He's going to hit Beakley Jr. quickly. He's got a first down inside the 10. And Beakley Jr. down to the 6-yard line. McDaniel Sr. there again to wrap him up. But it's 1st and goal for Alaska. What an opening drive. They've taken over 5 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, and even though they're doing it through the air, they're still relying heavily on Beakley Jr., getting him involved in the passing game, which I think is a brilliant strategy considering how good Dallas has been most of the season against the run.
Alaska in all whites today. Dallas in all blacks here at Mullinex Oil Field. It's a pretty but muggy day here in the DFW Metroplex. We're halfway through the first quarter, and Macc Wavy Jr. has not even seen the field. Out of the I formation is Macc. He's going to hand it off to Beakley Jr. up the middle, and a nice tackle right at the line. Dallas doing a really good job on Beakley Jr. in the run department.
Yeah, and this was one of the keys to victory for Alaska, was to keep Macc Wavy Jr. off the field, keep Dallas's 4 paid receivers off the field, and really keep the ball in Beakley Jr.'s hands. 2nd
down and goal for Alaska. A 6-minute drive brewing. Handoff Beakley Jr. again. He's got some space. And what a hit was that, LaShaw. It may have been coming up from that safety position. It was Troy LaShaw. Beakley Jr. just 12 yards on 5 carries, and it's 3rd and goal.
Yeah, you got to wonder how much those hits take off of Beakley Jr. That was a ferocious hit there.
Dallas has definitely been hard hitting on this drive. A 6+ minute drive for Alaska. 3rd down and goal. Can they turn it into a touchdown? 2 backs in the backfield. Macc will throw. Macc has all kinds of time. Back corner is knocked away by Richie Williams, and the Dallas defense gets a stop.
That's a huge stop there. Any points, any touchdowns you keep off the board are going to be huge for Dallas today, because historically Alaska doesn't put up a ton of points.
Sultan Muhammad, James, running that route clear out of bounds. Got to know where you are in the field.
Yeah, I don't think Macc is the type of quarterback that can throw those types of passes. Not against this secondary, at least.
So a 4th down and goal coming for the Storm. It has to be disappointing in a way for Alaska, although Kodiak Denali's been very good kicking field goals, 28 of 29 this season, 5 of 5 last week. Those 5 field goals included in that statistic. He will try to put a chip shot through from 20 yards away, and Denali gets the Storm on the board now, 6 for 6 in the playoffs in field goal kicking, and it's 3-0 Alaska. James, while Alaska didn't get the touchdown, they did keep Macc Wavy Jr. off the field for almost an entire quarter.
Yeah, and I think this drive is going to be real telling of how the game's going to go. If Dallas marches down the field, Alaska may be in trouble. We may start to see a game that's very similar to last week.
And that was a big problem for Alaska against Dallas the last go-around, a 28-12 loss in Week 2 where they had 4 field goals. Robert Dobbs, what a play! 3 spin moves back inside, and eventually is tackled at the 35-yard line. I thought he was going to go.
Well, this is great starting field position here for Dallas, and they're getting the championship MVP, starting almost midfield here. So great starting field position for Dallas.
Really nice return for Dobbs. There's a look at Wayne Buckerson. Macc Wavy Jr., the quarterback, with Robert Dobbs, Prince Escobar, Davis Reid, and Jonathan Concord, along with Michael Davis. What a move by Davis! 1st down with a spring in his step, a pickup of 12. And Mike Davis says, welcome to the conference finals.
Yeah, Mike Davis, he'll really creep up on you. He's got about 600 yards rushing this year. Not a big threat in the passing game, but he does have 11 rushing touchdowns, and I think they're going to get him involved today. And with the 4 wide receivers across the board, there may be a lot of room for Mike Davis to stretch the field.
1st down and 10. It was a really nice maneuver from Davis to make that 1st man miss in the open field. Macc Wavy, coming off nearly a 3,000-yard season, has been a 4,000-yard season rather, nearly. Has had a tremendous year once again. Back to pass, Wavy Jr., the sophomore in the SFL, gets a 1st down to Dobbs, and Dobbs is really stepping up here in the early going. He's got a 1st down to the Alaska 37-yard line.
Yeah, Macc Wavy Jr., he's been so critical for Dallas' success this year, and like we talked in the pregame meeting, he's a consistent player, and he's been putting up similar stats his first year and this year.
Macc Wavy has never lost in the playoffs, 4-0 in his career. Back to pass, Wavy going deep again. The pass is knocked away, nearly intercepted by Stevie T. Diggs, and we were talking about a pregame. Diggs, very versatile player for this Alaska defense.
Yeah, he's almost the Jabril Peppers of the SFL. He does a little something on special teams, does a little something on defense, and they're going to need all of Stevie T. Diggs today to shut down these wide receivers.
Diggs, the former Cleveland Viper. Wavy Jr. is under center, still waiting to see the first catch of the day from Concord, Reid, or Escobar. The talented receiving core, Alaska rather, is offside, pardon me, as that pass is caught by Reid. And it'll be interesting to see if they go with a 3rd down and 3 or a 2nd and 5. What would you do, James?
That's a good question. It's hard for me to say what I'd do with either team. Both of these teams have such a diverse offense. They can really mix it up on you. So,
well, Dallas is going to choose to decline. So instead of 2nd and 5, they're going to take a 3rd down and 3. And we're trying to get exactly where they are on the field here at the Alaska 29-yard line. So in field goal range, but With a generic kicker, you're never really, truly in field goal range. 3 receivers for Dallas. They need the 26.5-yard line for a first down. Davius gets his first carry of the day, pushing forward. He got it. That is a very generous spot, I think.
Yeah, it looked like he fell and reached out a little bit. But I agree with you, Cam. Looked like it to be a generous spot there.
See if Alaska is going to challenge. They don't in the early going. Max Paul keeping that red flag in his pocket, and Dallas may have caught a break. They definitely were not showing it on the big screen here in Mullinex Oil Field. They did not want to show Alaska if they got it or not. Davius picks up a few. We just saw Alex Dominguez flatten yet another center. He is just an offensive line destroyer.
Yeah, and I think this was one of the keys I had for Dallas was spread out the Alaska defense. And they have one of the best defenses in the league. Spread them out and then try to run Mike Davis up the middle and just take advantage of where they can't be everywhere.
Alex Dominguez potentially an MVP. We got a lot of potential MVPs on this field. Davius is in trouble in the backfield. He's going to be thrown back for a loss of 2 yards. Really sharp defense there out of the Storm, and that brings up a critical 3rd and 8.
I think we're seeing some of the adjustments both sides have made. I think Dallas has really tried to keep Dominguez out of the backfield, so you see him change up the play calling a little bit. We've seen Alaska make some adjustments coming out, throwing the ball most of the first drive.
3rd and about 7.5. 5 receivers for Wavy out of the shotgun. Back to pass. Mac. Middle. Caught. First down to the 4. That is Jonathan Concord. Cock gets a 1st and goal for the Roughnecks.
Great throw by Macc Wavy Jr. right there.
You're just shaking your head at this throw, this dart from Wavy Jr. in double coverage. He's just the man.
Yeah, great catch by that player as well.
So Concord, there's a look at him being defended tightly by Diggs here at the 4-yard line with split backs in the backfield. Looks like Davius may be off the field. Handoff and getting thrown back for a loss of a yard. Davius getting a rest, and that's the backup in the backfield. You never want to be in that situation as an offense, and it's 2nd and goal.
If Alaska can hold Dallas to a field goal here, or even maybe get a miracle block or something, make the field goal miss, they'd be in great position, especially how the first drive went.
2nd and goal, 3 wide receivers, 2 off the left side, including Concord. Back to pass, Wavy Jr. Wavy going back corner of the end zone! Caught for a touchdown! What a throw! That was Concord in the back of the end zone, and he toe taps his way to a Dallas lead.
Yeah, great throw by Macc Wavy Jr. Great catch by Jonathan Concord as well. And that's just the perfect play call. About a 10-yard corner route to the back of the end zone. That's hard to defend. If you're not in the right formation, right play, that's almost a touchdown every time.
Wow, so both teams score on their opening possessions. And if that's not going to get you fired up and screaming at the neighbors, I don't know what is, James, today.
Yeah, great first drive by Dallas. And I think Alaska, they're gonna have to put some points on the board this next drive here, and they're gonna have to keep Macc Wavy and these receivers off the field.
So Jonathan Concord makes it happen. A pass from Macc Wavy Jr. doing it again in the playoffs. We're back with Alaska's ball. Stevie T. Diggs back to return the kickoff. Alaska's drive ends in a field goal. Dallas's drive ends in a touchdown. Could be key today as Diggs gets tackled at the 33-yard line. First down for the Storm on their 2nd possession.
Yeah, you can imagine that Stevie's going over to the secondary saying, "Hey, we got to clean that up. If we don't fix that, what just happened to us, Dallas is going to run all over Alaska."
James DeMond wants to know how your drive was.
It was long. It was long. The bucket seats, I felt really cramped in the bucket seats.
There you go. Beakley Jr. picks up a few, but both running games are having their own issues, and Beakley Jr. is really having a tough time. Alaska's not shying away from him, but he's just not able to break through at all.
Yeah, I think, you know, if we look back to week 2, Alaska, you know, they weren't able to run the ball that well against this Dallas defense anyway. So I really liked what Alaska did in that first drive. They need to stay with that.
2nd and 7, final play of the first quarter. Macc needs to get rid of it. Lofting throw, caught to midfield. That pass is caught by Optimus Klein, and that ends our first quarter of play. Alaska 3, Dallas 7. Optimus Klein putting in the work. Will Alaska retake the lead? We're back to Mullinex Oil Field right now.
Yeah, good throw on that last play by Macc. I think I'd like to see him put a little more power on his passes, a little more zip, because if he starts hanging them up too much, I think Dallas will make that adjustment, and their secondary will just eat them alive. If you look back to week 2, Macc threw 5 picks, I believe, in that game. And so that's what I'm talking about when he needs to get more power, more zip behind his passes.
Out of the eye for Murdoch Macc, handoff Beakley Jr. I don't know how he got out of that. Throws 2 defenders to the side and finally is wrapped up by Jones. First down to the 39, easily Beakley Jr.'s best run of the day.
Yeah, Beakley Jr.'s a stud. Well, we were talking about the point breakdown for their team this year. Beakley Jr. has 18 total touchdowns. The rest of the team combined has 11.
That's nuts. I mean,
insane.
That is when you know you've got he's definitely the offensive MVP of the Alaska Storm. There's no doubt about that. I don't even know if he's the team MVP, although Alex Dominguez has been very quiet here in the first quarter and change. 1st and 10 for Macc at the Dallas 39-yard line. Alaska moving the ball well, but can they get touchdowns against this Roughneck squad? Macc to the outside, pass caught by Sultan Muhammad. He picks up 7 to the Dallas 32 and in the range of Kodiak Denali.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised with how Macc's playing right now. Alaska coming out, slinging the ball more than they normally do, and Macc's looking pretty good right now.
Muhammad's got a couple of catches, nearly had a touchdown in the back of the end zone, but ran his route too long. 2nd and 3, 10-10 to go, second quarter, handoff Beakley Jr. and again finds nowhere to go. And I tell you what, this linebacker Jones for Dallas is really making an impact here in the first half.
Yeah, he's showing up all over the field right now for him.
3rd down and 3. A.J. Lacoste still trying to get his bearings about him after Beakley Jr. laid the smackdown on him a few plays later. He's isolated the bottom of the screen on Robert Merrill Jr. Robert Merrill rather. Offside Dallas. That's a free first down. Beakley Jr.'s got it anyway. A mistake there by the Roughnecks as the second drive for the Storm continues.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see a lot of penalties today, Cam. Both teams come in the league. They're pretty good about not committing a ton of penalties. So we've seen 2 so far, and I think they'll clean it up.
That one's on Champ Wavy, I believe the brother of Macc Wavy Jr. here on this defensive front. 1st and 10 at the Dallas 26. Both T. Cabell and Dominguez, the 2 extreme pass rushers, have been very quiet. Beakley Jr. takes the handoff, and he somehow fights his way through for a 6-yard pickup. And I think Alaska's going to have to be satisfied with 6-yard runs out of Beakley Jr. today, because I'm not sure he's going to get much more than that.
Yeah, I agree. And, we talk about week 2 a lot. History tends to repeat itself. And in week 2, Dallas did a great job shutting out Beakley.
2nd down and 4. Alaska now 6 quarters into playing the Roughnecks this season. Still have not scored a touchdown against this squad. Beakley Jr.'s wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Cabell came over late, but it was Gaines getting there first. And it's another 3rd down for Alaska and another long drive, making this a very quick first half.
Yeah, Alaska's going to need to convert this here if they're going to keep up with Dallas. I mean, if we're just basing that off of the first drive.
3rd and 4, they're going to give it to him again. And Beakley Jr.'s got the first down. Stayed patient, really, on that run and gets to the 15-yard line now into the red zone.
Yeah, Beakley Jr. showing his versatility there. He's both a power runner, a patient runner, and when he gets in the open field, he can really turn on the afterburners. Good run.
Watch for Beakley here. He's got 3 receiving touchdowns, actually. That's second among running backs, and of course was third in the league in rushing yards per game this season. First down and 10, 8 minutes to go first half. Beakley Jr. going to get it again, and he's going to get speared again in the line of scrimmage. Gaines and Cabell combine for the stop, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think if we look back to the first drive, where, in the red zone, Macc was kind of lofting these passes, so you're seeing Alaska transition to more of a running style in the red zone here.
Maybe we'll see Macc again try to get the ball downfield. 3 receivers top of the screen. He will throw, but it's a screen out to Beakley Jr., and Jr. looking a little gassed, picks up 4. Definitely exhausted out there as he catches his 4th ball of the half.
Yeah, true to Alaska's formula, they're really force-feeding the ball to Beakley Jr. both on the ground and through the air.
3rd down and 6. What does this do to the psyche of Alaska if they have to kick another field goal here? That'd be 6 field goals against Dallas with no touchdowns. Trips off the right side, and Macc straight back over the middle. It's dropped off the hands of the generic receiver on a 3rd down. Neil Ayward.
I thought he got that, Cam.
Well, Ayward,
oh, he dropped it.
Yeah,
wow.
He did. He had a couple of brilliant catches on that final drive against Houston, where we just couldn't believe he was making those catches, crashing back down to earth on a pivotal 3rd down and 6 there, and it's back to another field goal for Denali.
Yeah, this has been pretty typical of Alaska throughout the year. Play solid defense for the most part, and then convert on these special teams opportunities.
Problem is their defense gave up a touchdown on their opening drive. For some reason, I couldn't think of what the best thing in football is. A touchdown for 20 seconds there. I totally spaced. The field goal is good, and Alaska takes 6-7 advantage. Beakley Jr. getting him down the field. Who will get Dallas down the field when the Roughneck offense gets back out there? 6:45 to go in the first half.
Yeah, Cam, I think a field goal is okay here for Alaska. It's 6-7. As long as they can tighten up in the secondary, I think they'll be all right.
Dobbs had a really nice opening kickoff return, but he is put down at the 27. 6:41 to go in the first half. Macc Wavy Jr. back to work.
Yeah, the Alaska secondary, I think this is 2-part here. Dominguez is going to have to get more pressure, but that's going to be hard to do with Dallas. They're number 1 in the league with sacks allowed. And then 2, I think the secondary really has to tighten up here.
Yeah, just 11 sacks given up in 12 games by Dallas, and for as much as they throw really valuable offensive line here. Mike Davis, he's still going. Mike Davis picks up 3. He got absolutely walloped about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know how he turned that into positive yardage.
Yeah, strong run there by Davis. Shedding a couple tackles and then getting upfield. That was a nice run there.
Get us going on Twitter, if you please, at SimulationFL. Use hashtag SFL Playoffs. Give you a shout-out on the air. We're here with James Richards at Mullinex Oil Field in Dallas. First game of a conference final doubleheader. Mike Davis has a first down. And Alaska get run on a little bit. Wayne Buckerson with that tackle.
Yeah, I think both teams have done a really nice job of switching up what they normally do. Dallas definitely doesn't run with Mike Davis all that much. They come in about 53 yards per game, and all that's going to Mike Davis. So,
James, apparently we worked together in a past life. That's how good we're sounding here today. So,
I think it's all you, Cam.
Appreciate the compliment in the chat room. That pass is knocked away. That's Paris, the generic linebacker for Alaska, getting involved. And I believe that's the first incomplete pass Macc Wavy's thrown in this entire half. I don't remember another one, do you?
No. Cam, I think what it is, why we work so well together, is that, if I'm bringing 50, you're bringing 150. So I think that's what it is.
So we're bragging about our working together now. All right, I like it.
I'm bragging on you.
3 receivers hand off to Davis, and Davis has near a first down. Really nice hit. There is the last line of defense. That's Wayne Buckerson again. Buckerson is having a good first half here. 3rd down and 1, but Dallas getting it done on the ground.
Yeah, not a surprise to see Buckerson, getting most of these tackles. He does lead the team in tackles. He racked up 80 tackles this season alone.
Solo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 5:15 to go in the second. Didn't mean to cut you off there. 3rd down and 1. Macc back to pass. Deep ball down the field. Over. It's shot. An intended receiver, Dobbs, who looked to have beaten the defense, but Macc got a little happy about that, and he overshot his intended receiver. Don't see that much. 4th down.
Yeah, the pocket wasn't that clean there, Cam. Good enough to make the throw, of course, and he just overshot the receiver right there. Looks like they're going for it.
Yeah, offense staying on the field here.
This could be huge.
Or a hard count and a timeout. You know, you never know in the SFL. 4th down and 1 at the 48. Alaska has jumped offside once. Alex Dominguez has been a complete non-factor, down to 3 on the play clock. They're going to hard count this and take a timeout.
Yeah, I think they gave it away a little bit. Mike Davis wasn't even in the backfield on that play.
Yeah, so you're saying they should have had everyone out there just to make them think that Davis was going to get the carry, right?
Right.
They got out there a little bit too late as well. They got out there with only about 10 seconds on the play clock, and they really didn't give Wavy Jr. a chance to get the hard count going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless of how that played out, this was huge for the Alaska Storm. Being able to stop Macc Wavy on that second drive after being so convincing on his first drive. And I think on that last play there, they got a little bit lucky on Macc Wavy overshooting the receiver, but it's better to be lucky than not lucky. So
it's hard to imagine that as Stevie T. Diggs returns the punt from the 14 to the 16-yard line, that this is only going to be the 3rd possession of the game for Alaska, and we're almost to the half.
Yeah, that was one of the keys to the game. They have to stay on the field. They have to keep Macc Wavy and that offensive, talent with all those receivers and Mike Davis. They have to keep them off the field.
Been tough sledding for Beakley Jr. in the first half, but he's definitely given it his best go. He's going to take a stretch left side. Got some space. Got a block. Beakley Jr. 35-40. Jr. 45-50 down to the 48. Julius O'Neill saves the touchdown. By far the best run for Beakley Jr. all day. More yards than he's had the entire day.
Yeah, I think Alaska's done a really nice job of switching up how they use Beakley Jr. because as we saw on the first couple drives, he's leading the team in receptions. So they know they're going up against a tough Dallas run defense. So they've changed it up and they've gone to the pass, and that's really spread Dallas out, which allowed Beakley Jr. so much room to run on that last play.
Got a really nice block from his fullback off that left side, and they're going right back to him. And Beakley Jr. again bounces off a tackle, but it's wrapped up in the line of scrimmage. Cabell, I think, has been the man to hit him in the backfield both times, and he's bouncing off like a pinball today.
Right as we give the fullback credit, he gets blown up by the linebacker, and Beakley Jr. gets stuffed.
Yeah, it's always twofold with the generics. 2 receivers. That's Merrill bottom of the screen, Muhammad top of the screen. Hand off again to Beakley, and Beakley is going to push forward for a 7-yard pickup coming up on under 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, if Alaska can run the clock here and come away with points, which you have to assume with Kodiak's accuracy, that as long as they get them in range, you can assume that they'll make the field goal. If they can go into half with a slight lead and continue this defensive effort, they're looking pretty good this game.
3rd and 3, Muhammad is the far side of that trips. Back to pass. He's looking Muhammad's direction. What a play from Murdoch Mock. It just popped right out of his hands, and Muhammad was wide open.
I think the first half MVP for me so far has got to be Murdoch Mock.
I would agree.
This Dallas secondary is no slouch. They've got 4 badged secondary players, and he's just throwing the ball really well this half.
And we've mentioned LaShaw like once, and it was on a tackle on a running play. Back to pass, caught by Merrill. Merrill turns the corner, steps out of bounds after a 4-yard pickup. 2nd down and 6. Mock just making LaShaw irrelevant.
Yeah, a lot of what they're doing is really running away from the star safety for Dallas. They're running a lot of out routes. They're running short slant routes, and they're really not trying to challenge them over the top. And I think for Alaska, if they can continue doing what they're doing, they may be able to keep LaShaw out of the game for the most part.
Troy LaShaw, 6 interceptions in the last 3 weeks. Beakley Jr. takes the handoff, picks up a few 3rd down and 2. Of course, Troy LaShaw, Alex Dominguez sort of both jostling for MVP votes. The MVP vote will be next week, and neither one of them have done much in this first half.
Yeah, you hope they didn't wear themselves out setting records during the regular season.
3rd and 2, back to pass. Macc again, quick drop back,
Blown
wide
coverage.
open on a blown coverage, and Alaska's got a touchdown. Muhammad, they're up 12 to 7, extra point pending.
I'm not even sure what happened. It looked like a rub route or somebody slipped up somewhere, but
About to find out here as we get a look at the replay.
oh, he just ran a short corner route, and the corner was dropping back deep, and he just was too quick for him. You wouldn't expect that to happen with Dallas when you invest so heavily in your secondary. Things like that, especially in the playoffs, especially when you've been playing so well defensively in the first half against Alaska, that's the kind of things that you can't afford to have happen.
Muhammad, the former NYC Sailor, playing in his first ever playoff game in 3 seasons in the SFL. So that's a nice accomplishment for him. He gets his first postseason touchdown. And my goodness, it's 13 to 7. Alaska is up. Macc Wavy Jr. is just going to get his 3rd opportunity of this half to do something offensively.
I think if Dallas, I mean, this is a great situation for Dallas. You got all your timeouts. You've got the 2-minute warning coming up. And you've got arguably one of the most clutch quarterbacks we've seen recently in the SFL. So if Macc Wavy Jr. can live up to the hype and what he's been able to do over these last 2 seasons, you know, we should see some points here for Dallas.
Dobbs to the 25-yard line. Wavy back out on the field. I don't think Prince Escobar has a catch in this half. We just haven't really seen Dallas's offense much at all. And maybe it's Davis Reid's drive. He, like Wavy Jr., came over from Minneapolis and looking for back-to-back trips to the championship game. It's a 1st and 10 for the Roughnecks. Back to pass, Macc Wavy Jr., and a lot of time. That pass is incomplete. Really nice coverage on the outside for Alaska, and that was, I don't think I've seen number 17 out there all season. Did somebody get hurt there for Dallas? That was a bizarre, don't normally see that at all from the Roughnecks.
Yeah, initially good protection for Macc Wavy Jr., but at the end there, you know, you can't block forever, and he had a little bit of pressure stepping up into the pocket.
It looks like he may have been in for Dobbs, who may have gone out just exhausted from that kickoff return. Wavy Jr. back to pass, and he goes deep again. Very similar play, but this time it's Jonathan Concord, and he was ready for that one, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Concord just skying up, getting the ball there. Macc Wavy Jr. putting it right on him as well. Good catch, good throw. He just went up and took it away from the corner there.
We've reached the 2-minute warning. This is the SFL Network on YouTube.
I think if Macc Wavy can keep those routes coming and they can keep throwing the ball like that, I think these receivers are good enough to outplay Alaska's secondary. So we'll see how it goes here.
2 minutes to go in the first half. A very, very competitive and compelling first half as Alaska, no joke, coming off the high of beating Houston in a wild comeback victory last week. Davis picks up 7. Evan Carroll on the tackle. First time we've said his name today. It's 2nd and 3 with the clock moving.
Yeah, when we were doing a pregame prep, I told you, I said, you know, Alaska's defense is misleading. Because I think the reason why Alaska's defense is so good is because their offense controls the field and controls the ball so much and so well. And we're seeing that here today.
90 seconds left in the second quarter. Handoff Davis right up the middle, and Alex Dominguez finally makes a play, a major play, to give Davis just about a half-yard gain, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and to continue on that last thought, when you have such a disruptive pass rusher like Dominguez, and even a run stopper where he set the record for tackle for losses, if you can get Beakley moving and get that offense moving, I mean, the sky's the limit for your team.
Davis just fell short of the first down. It's another 4th and 1 in Alaska territory. We saw Dallas, who has 2 timeouts, not go for it last time, and they're going to punt it away here again. What a victory for Alaska.
Yeah, indeed. I think Dallas might have fallen a little bit too in love with Mike Davis early on, and it came back to get him on that drive. I think they just need to regroup at halftime and come out slinging the ball.
Dallas definitely milking some clock here, or as much as they can, to not allow Alaska to do anything crazy in the final seconds of this half. Fair catch by Diggs is called at the 11, and it leaves 15 seconds left on the clock for Alaska to do something with it. All 3 timeouts.
Yeah, I think Dallas is really going to have to do something to shake up this game because they're falling right into the Alaska play style. They want to run the ball with Beakley Jr. They want to keep the other team's offense off the field, and that's what they're doing here.
15 seconds left in the first half. Alaska's up 13-7. Macc back to pass. Macc hit as he threw. Really nice pressure up the middle. That's T. Cabell getting really our first presence of a pass rush in this game by either squad.
I think Alaska just needs to run the ball. If anything happens like that and they give up a pick 6 right now, that'd be so detrimental to the strategy that Alaska is trying to employ.
I absolutely agree, and everyone in the chat is saying why.
He's lucky he threw that one into the dirt, but he got hit, and you really can't predict where the ball's going to go, when you take a shot like that. And they're throwing again.
2nd and 10. Yeah, they're going to pass again here. Beakley Jr. to the outside, picks up a few. He's going to be wrapped up, and that's going to be how the first half concludes. Your score after 2 quarters of play: Alaska 13, Dallas 7. The Storm doing work on the road. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with first half analysis. Let you enjoy the first half stats and highlights right here on the SFL Network on YouTube. Welcome back to the second half. Dallas gets the ball. Alongside James Richards, I'm Cameron Irvine. This is the SFL Western Conference Final.
Yeah, some interesting stats coming out of the first half. Macc with over 100 yards passing already. Alaska averages 200 yards passing. And then Beakley Jr. has already surpassed with 87 what he did in week 2. So if that's a trend, I mean, this week's looking a lot better than week 2 looked for Alaska. I think Dallas, they're really going to have to clean it up defensively too. Dallas wants to make Alaska kick these field goals, and then Macc Wavy Jr., they're going to have to start throwing the ball. They're going to have to get off of the Mike Davis train.
First down and 10, Wavy back to pass, hit as he threw. Dominguez puts a helmet right into his ribs. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yep, the league sack leader right there, showing why he is the best defensive lineman in the league this season. Dallas needs to not they need to not panic here, because when you start dropping back trying to run these fade routes, this is where Dominguez is going to make his money, and this is where he's going to get a majority of his sacks and pressures.
I'm just laughing because Dominguez makes a play, and your instant analysis is, yeah, like, that's just Dominguez, man. Like, you just expect him to be back there and wreak havoc. Davis picks up just one. It's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Dallas, I mean, they're only giving up on average about 0.9 sacks a game. So you round that up, that's a sack a game. They haven't given one up yet, but the pressure is going to affect Macc Wavy Jr.
Back to pass. Wavy hit as he threw. Caught! The ref nearly intercepted the pass. Concord gets his 4th catch of the game, and that was a really nice look from Macc Wavy Jr. as I thought it was going to be picked until I realized that was not a Storm player out there.
The ref chipping in there. He's the 12th man there. Didn't really matter, though. Great catch by Concord. Macc Wavy Jr. showing you why he's considered to be one of the top quarterbacks in the league. This offensive line giving up untraditional amount of pressure, and Macc Wavy's still able to deliver the ball.
Split backs for Macc Wavy. Hits Davis. Davis trying to make a man miss. He does, but a really nice shot from Francis on the outside. Picks up 4 for Davis in the Roughneck offense.
Yeah, we're going to have to ask Dallas's coaching staff if they put in an extra emphasis on getting Davis involved this week. I don't remember looking over most of their box scores seeing Davis get this much attention in the previous games.
3 receivers, hand off again. Davis up the middle, picks up 3. 3rd down and short coming up for Dallas. And, it's almost like Dallas is trying to give Alaska a taste of their own medicine, but it doesn't, that wouldn't really make sense.
It almost seems like they got into each other, like they overthought the game. Like Alaska thought they were going to have to keep up in a shootout, so they're throwing the ball more than they normally do. And Dallas is thinking, well, they're going to prepare to prevent the pass, so we're going to run it more.
3 in the backfield, back to pass. Macc Wavy hit as he threw. He took a shot, and that pass is almost picked off. Evan Carroll, who had 2 interceptions last week, nearly got his mitts on that one, and Macc Wavy took a lick.
Yeah, he did. And this is what I meant earlier when I said Dallas cannot panic in their play call, but they're running a lot of deep routes. They're running the corner routes, the deep corner routes. They need to get back to the slants and the out routes, which are typically high conversion plays in the SFL. And they need to not have Macc Wavy sitting back there 3-4 seconds because he's going to take hits. You cannot block Dominguez and that Alaska front line for that long.
This is the 3rd time
this
game,
goodness.
And that punt is nearly blocked as from the 13-yard line, digs on a return to the 17, and that's where Alaska will set up.
Yeah, Alaska getting a lot of pressure on all fronts today. That was close. Dallas needs to step up on defense here, and if you're Alaska, I mean, putting any amount of points on the board right now is going to help your chances. I mean, they really need to keep scoring every drive, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. They got to keep points up because at any time Dallas can flip that switch and put up a lot of points.
Bigley takes the handoff, and he is doubled up in the backfield. Really nice job there by Dallas. 2nd and 11 coming up, and McDaniel Sr., who had a really nice game against the Storm the first go-around, makes yet another tackle.
Other than that one huge run we saw by Beakley Jr., Dallas has done a really nice job of shutting down Beakley.
2nd and 11. Handoff to Beakley, bounces off a tackle, then picks up 6. McDaniel Sr. on the tackle again, having a really nice afternoon.
Yeah, I think that's going to be key for Alaska getting Beakley Jr. moving. They're going to have to run outside of the box. And when they run inside of the box, not a lot of success. But when the corners and the safeties have to try to bring down Beakley Jr., that's where he's going to break out and he's going to get a majority of his yards.
Under 8 minutes to go in the 3rd as Alaska have another blood-sucking drive in store for Dallas. That pass is caught somehow by Merrill. I don't know how Murdoch Mock got rid of that ball, but Troy LaShaw makes the tackle too late.
Yeah, complete 180 here. by Murdoch Macc. He threw 5 picks in their Week 2 meeting. He's looking like a stud this week. Looks like whatever happened in Week 2, they hunkered down in the film room, and he's just not making those same mistakes this week.
3 receivers for Macc. He's been spotless against his former team, a former member of the Dallas Law, as that pass is caught by Muhammad, pushing forward for another first down.
As much as Murdoch, as far as ranking at the bottom of the league in most stats, he's still a fairly efficient quarterback. Over 70% passing accuracy. He's in the 80th percentile for efficiency. So he's not a bad quarterback. And if you don't have a game plan in place to stop him, then he can come up on you sneaky.
7-10 and counting here in the third. Alaska protecting a 6-point lead at home. Back to pass. Macc to Beakley. Oh boy, Beakley had no idea where he was on the field. Lost 4.
Yeah, he got lost there, and that's gonna hurt a little bit. That's gonna slow the drive down here. And this is what you got to avoid if you're Alaska. You can't put Macc in these situations where he has to carry you. If he can augment your offense, perfect. But if he has to get gain a lot of yards here, that's the worst case scenario for a quarterback in his position.
2nd and 14 out of the empty. That pass is caught, and a nice run after the catch all the way down to the 48-yard line. Optimus Klein picks up 11 yards.
Yeah, Optimus Klein looking like Optimus Prime there.
Used a little pick play, it looked like.
Yeah. These out routes where they run a slant on the outside and then on the inside they run an out route, those tend to be really effective.
6:20 to go in the third quarter. Out of the eye, Macc going to throw again. And Macc on a 3rd down and 3 hit as he threw. T. Cabell, who arguably has made a bigger impact on this game than Dominguez so far, gets Alaska's offense off the field.
Yeah, good turnaround by the Dallas defense. I think that drive is more indicative of what Beakley Jr. did when he caught the ball and went out for a loss of 4. Macc, as we were talking about not putting Macc in those types of situations, he comes back with a great play to pick up 11 yards. But he's not the type of quarterback that's going to be able to carry you in those situations. And we saw that there where Alaska just ran out of steam. It's those kind of mental mistakes that you can't have in the playoffs. Even more so when you're against the last season's championship MVP, Macc Wavy Jr.
So 6:10 to go in the third quarter, and it's just been tight from start to finish here. 1st and 10 on the 12. Not really good field position here for Dallas, and the Roughnecks have got to get the pass game going. Macc Wavy seems to be a little out of rhythm because he has had to wait a long time to get on the field in between drives. Back to pass. Wavy standing strong in the pocket. Davius is in trouble. Alaska was all over that check down. Wavy Jr. just a measly 110 passing yards.
I think there's 3 points to bring up here. One, Alaska's secondary is playing better than they have all season, and this is the best time for that to happen. 2, I think Dallas is relying way too much on Mike Davis. He is not your breadwinner. He is not going to bust out and make a ton of plays. They need to get the ball to the receivers.
2nd and 9. That pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage. What a play by the defensive end. And you don't see that often, but Alaska earlier this season against Vegas had a key tip pass at the line that ended up resulting in an interception and a win over Las Vegas. That was stellar.
Yeah, and I think the third point that I was going to make is that if you compare the first drive for Dallas to what they've been doing in these last couple drives, they're throwing the ball downfield, whereas the first drive they were taking the slants and the out routes and they drove them down the field really efficiently.
Wavy deep again in double coverage. He caught it plus the flag. Prince Escobar for the first time today makes it happen in a pivotal moment.
Yeah, great throw there by Macc Wavy. Great catch. Full extension. Hauled it in.
And then Evan Carroll is flagged for that late hit after a player had contacted him previously, and then he jumped on, technically down by Wayne Buckerson, and then Carroll comes in and adds to it.
Yeah, I don't like that penalty, Cam. I think it was a bang-bang play.
Yeah, nobody does around here. But,
Fair enough.
but Escobar with his first grab, that was a really well-played ball by Escobar in between two receivers. Maybe that can get Wavy Jr. going. Reid took a shot to the chest, but still picks up 6 yards. Francis on the tackle.
Yeah, Alaska just needs to keep everything in front of them, because at any point these receivers could really take off the top and burn you deep. So as long as they keep everything in front and tackle, like they do, their corners are really active and some of the team leaders in tackles. So as long as they keep everything in front of them, they should be okay.
2nd and 4, 2 in the backfield, 3 receivers back to pass. Wavy in trouble! Takes a sack, a loss of 3.
Yeah, and I think right there we just saw Dominguez get double teamed, and that really allowed 78 to come off 1v1 blocking. And when you have great coverage downfield and you're double teaming Dominguez, it's really going to free up some lanes for everybody else.
Good look there, James, and the defensive line all across the line for Alaska. Really having a nice drive here late in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 7-4. Wavy takes a low snap against a blitz. Back to pass. Pass is caught short of the 1st down. Concord as he's wrapped up by Stevie T. Diggs. 68 yards for Conk, but he needed 1 more to move the chains. How many times has Dallas had a 4th and 1 today?
Well, Cam, I think it's because of what they're doing on 1st and 2nd. They're not executing on these out routes. They're waiting till 3rd down to pick a great play, and then, oh my.
Blocked! They blocked the punt. Alaska just blocked it, and they're going to take over at the Dallas 43-yard line, and it puts you dead in your tracks, James.
Yes, yeah, and that's the 2nd time we've seen extreme pressure on the punt from Alaska, and so these are the kind of mistakes you can't have if you're Dallas. You really got to clean that up.
First down for Macc, and Macc's pass over the middle is nearly intercepted. And that's really the first time we've seen Macc test the deep middle of the field, and it did not work out for him.
Yeah, my third key for Alaska victory was to stay special on special teams, and that was Kodiak needed to stay nearly perfect. He needed to convert on these extra points. And I thought a lot of the special team magic was going to come from Stevie T. Diggs, but as you can tell, their punt coverage game is pretty strong.
2nd and 10 for Macc. He's going to throw again. Macc is in trouble, and he's going to go down for a sack. And I'm really surprised that with all the momentum and the wind at Alaska's back, that they've dropped back for back-to-back passes and let T. Cabell tee off on Murdoch.
Yeah, I think this is where Alaska's game plan is going to hurt them. For the first half, when they were chewing up the clock and throwing the ball and it was working, that's, great game planning. But as the game goes on, the percentages that they assign to their game plan might end up biting them in the back, because it's going to give Dallas a lot of time.
4 receivers, Macc back to pass, and Macc's in trouble again, goes down. What a series for Dallas's defense. 4th and 22, and it wipes away the block punt. That's a swing of momentum, James.
Yeah, they definitely needed that. And now, Macc Wavy Jr., you can never count out, a gold star quarterback and then an offense that has 4, paid slot receivers. You can't count them out. They just need Macc Wavy.
Oh! That nearly blocked that one.
Man, I think they forgot to watch film on special teams this week.
First down of the 20 coming up for Dallas, but sorry to cut you off there, James. I thought they were going to do it again.
We honestly could probably see a record here for punt blocks in a game. I don't know what the current record is,
I think the record's 1. It's
yeah,
done like 5 or 6 times.
We've almost had 3 this game.
I stand corrected. Twice. Oklahoma City did it twice against Carolina a couple seasons ago in the same quarter, no less.
Wow.
So, but we've never had 2 different teams block a punt in the same game. That pass is nearly picked off and taken the other way. Oh man, pass intended for Concord.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of pressure up the middle. Macc Wavy Jr. not getting a clean pocket to throw up into. And, you know, QB pressure works both ways. If he gets the sack, great. But if he gets up in his face and affects the throw or at least clouds his vision, it works all the same.
2nd down and 10. Davius Reid, the first time these two teams met, had just 42 receiving yards. That was the 2nd worst production of the season. That pass is caught. Beautiful catch again by Escobar. And then as he gets up, DJ Drew gives him a shove.
Macc Wavy showing his sidearm there.
Wow. Not a pretty ball.
Effective. I think that looked very Peyton Manning-esque. The ball was ugly, but it was accurate, and it was right where it needed to be, right when it needed to be there.
Escobar's had a couple of big plays, but Reid has once again struggled. He leads the team in receptions. Did go out of the game last week with an injury. Has not looked the same today. Pass is caught by Concord, is the initial ruling, gain of 6.
And this is what I was talking about on the last drive for Dallas. They need to be doing these out routes and short to intermediate passes early in the drive and not wait till 3rd down to try to pick up a majority of their yards.
Alaska, who did not challenge an earlier spot of the ball, is now going to challenge this catch. And we're going to take a look at it.
With the bang-bang play, initially I thought it was incomplete, but we'll see if he got a foot down here. I think either way, it's a good challenge by Max Paul.
I don't think he had either foot in bounds there.
We couldn't even see his right foot there, but
after review, the pass has been ruled incomplete.
That's going to be a successful challenge for Alaska, and that helps limit momentum from Dallas turning after that great defensive series. 2nd and 10 coming up at the Dallas 35.
I like this spread approach from Dallas, you know, getting back to their roots, spreading the ball out, really utilizing their team build, or at least attempting to.
Wavy against a blitz from the right side. What a throw by Macc Wavy Jr. Diggs and Drew combined for a stop, but it's Reid right on cue making the big play.
Yeah, that's tough. When you spread them out and then run those corner routes, it's generally going to be one-on-one, and that's what we saw there. The corner played it on the inside, and then the corner route bit him on the corner. So
2:11 to go in the 3rd. 1st and 10 at the Storm. 46 points have been hard to come by here in the Western Conference Final. It's been a good game from start to finish. Wavy with split backs in a backfield, changing the play at the line. 3 receivers, Wavy back to pass. And Wavy Jr. fires it outside, caught by Reid. There's another out route, 6 yards.
Yeah, this drive's looking really reminiscent of what they did in the first drive. They're throwing a lot of out routes. They're throwing a lot of short to intermediate passes, and they're moving the chains, and that's something Macc Wavy Jr. hasn't been able to do for the last couple drives. It's negating the pressure that Dominguez and the rest of the D-line for Alaska are getting on Macc Wavy Jr.
The least amount of points Dallas has scored all season is 17. That happened in both of their meetings against Oklahoma City. Passes through the hands of the intended receiver, Davis. 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, he's not that type of running back, Cam.
You were just not a Mike Davis fan today.
Oh, no, I've been – my thing is when you pay so many wide receivers on your roster and then you come back and you give it to your running back, which your offense isn't built around, it worries me a little bit, and I think we're seeing it on the scoreboard.
3rd down and 4, 13-7, Roughnecks trailing, but with the ball in Alaska territory. Back to pass, Wavy Jr. outside, caught, and a 1st down. I thought there for a second Concord wasn't going to get enough because he had to come back for the ball just a little bit, but it's enough for a move of the chains.
Yeah, to go back to that previous point, it's not that I'm not a Mike Davis fan. It's just if you look at the targets this game, it's to Concord and to Mike Davis. Mike Davis has not been a big factor other than goal line situations for Dallas this year, and they're putting a lot on him this game.
Wavy to throw, short throw, caught and pushing the pile forward is Robert Dobbs. It's a pickup of 8 yards as we near the end of the 3rd quarter.
It really could be Dallas's coaching staff saying, hey, You know, the secondary of Alaska is going to be designed to shut down our wide receivers, and there will be a lot of space for Mike Davis, and there has been some space for him, but he's showing that he's not a dynamic back like you'd see, you know, in Tallahassee or other teams that utilize a pass catching running back.
And off Davis, didn't get it. 3rd down and 2. Francis with his 4th tackle, gain of nothing. This is the Western Conference Final alongside James Richards. I'm Cameron Irvine. 3rd and short coming up.
Great game, though. You know, if you were looking back at week 2, you definitely wouldn't expect this out of either of these teams. But both teams showing why they're in the position that they're in the playoffs.
Wavy converts to Concord to the 16-yard line. What a pass between 2 different Storm defenders. And Wavy Jr., while he hasn't been on the field a lot in this game, he's been effective for much of this game. Very efficient performance by both quarterbacks. That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Wavy Jr. leading the offense down the field for Dallas as the Roughnecks try to regain the lead. It's the Western Conference Final.
Yeah, really solid 3 quarters here from Alaska. They need to continue a 4th quarter. You know, the games aren't won in 3 quarters, they're won in 4, and I think Alaska proved that last week with their major comeback. But just like last week, if they don't bunker down here in the 4th quarter, they could let one slip away. So they gotta stay on their A game.
Dallas in the red zone. This has been a long drive for them as well. Back to pass. Macc Wavy is sacked. A loss of 5 yards, and it has not been Alex Dominguez getting the sacks. It's been everyone else, while all of the focus is on Big Sexy.
Yeah, this is something unique that Alaska likes to do. You know, when I was scouting for Baltimore, they like to bring pressure from the secondary. They like to drop back in the zone and bring that pressure from the side, and it gives a lot of teams trouble, especially when they're trying to throw it deep.
Now out of the red zone, back at the 21-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 backs in a backfield for Wavy Jr. Back to pass. Wavy to the outside to Reid. Makes the catch, makes the 3rd down a little bit more manageable. Reid is now up to 43 yards receiving, 1 yard over what he had in the week 2 game against Alaska.
Dallas isn't in a bad position here. I think they'd obviously like to score a touchdown here. But if they can get points on the board, you know, that's more than what they got, you know, or have been getting. So I think we just take the points, play good defense, try not to make a mistake down here if you're Macc Wavy Jr.
Wavy Jr. 4-0 all times in the SFL playoffs. That pass to the end zone is intercepted by Evan Carroll. What a pick! What a pick by Carroll!
And that's exactly what I was talking about. You can't make mistakes here in the red zone. Not when this game's too tight. Not with Alaska's defense playing so well. Macc Wavy really needed to take care of the ball there. And if you get a touchdown, great. You know, if you throw the ball 5-6 yards and a guy breaks a play and gets in the end zone, great. If not, you got to take the points. And that really hurts Dallas right there.
Evan Carroll has 3 interceptions in the playoffs this season. Hand off to Beakley Jr. He's going to be shut down for a loss of a yard. Man, these 2 defenses are all over it today.
Yeah, it was a great play by the corner, but Macc Wavy threw it into double coverage too. And if you followed Macc Wavy over the last 2 seasons, that's just something that's not typical of a Macc Wavy Jr. Throw. He doesn't throw into double coverage all that often. Just a poor mistake, you know, sophomore, you know, bad decision right there.
9:43 to go in the 4th. Back to pass is Macc. And Macc waits a little while before throwing out to Carroll on the sideline. Pass caught, pick up a 4. Macc Wavy now more passing yards clearly than Murdoch Macc, but Macc continues to manage the game effectively.
If Dallas can keep playing defense here and Alaska keeps trying to burn the clock, we could see, you know, a couple more drives out of Dallas to potentially get them some points. But I think if Alaska can string together a long drive here, it's looking pretty dire.
Three-step drop pass is nearly intercepted, and I could not get the words out there fast enough. 4th down. Alaska does nothing with that interception. So, James, they do nothing with the block kick. They go 3 and out. They do nothing with the interception. They go 3 and out. That's concerning.
Yeah, and I think that's indicative of, you know, the game plan that they've put together. They're going with a pass-heavy approach this week, and it's worked for them a little bit. But in those 2 situations where you you get great, field position, and then you just don't convert on the turnovers, yeah, it is a little concerning. But they have done a good job early to burn clock, and they've used Beakley Jr., even though it's not through the run game, and he had that one huge run, so his stats are going to be a little inflated. But I think overall Dallas has done a nice job shutting down Beakley Jr. in the run. But one place they haven't accounted for is how effective he's been in the passing game.
I don't know about you, but how many running yards do you think Beakley Jr. has in the first half?
I think he had 87 in the first half.
Right.
He's over 100 now.
Okay.
But
all right.
it's come on. Most of that 87 came on a huge, 40, 56-yard run. And they've done a really nice job shutting down Beakley Jr. up the middle. It's just when they do the power plays where he gets outside of the tackles and the corners and the safeties are stuck trying to tackle him, that's not what Dallas' secondary is meant to do. If you flip the script, Alaska's secondary is some of their best tacklers on the team. But Dallas they're not built like that.
Concord has 9 receptions. He's trying to get over double-digit receptions for the 7th time this season. 8:40 to go in the 4th. Back to pass. Quick little nice zip around to the outside. First down in midfield. That was a really well-timed route from Jonathan Concord, who's now in double digits.
If Dallas stuck with this approach all game instead of trying to make those big, deep plays, and they would have negated the pressure by the Alaska defensive front, and 2, they'd be moving the ball much more than they already have. You see how deep Alaska's secondary is playing off these wide receivers.
1st and 10 in midfield, handoff Davis and a little trap play, and that's shut down right away as Dominguez was in the backfield. Eventually, Alaska's gang of generics make the tackle, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, what's scary about this game, Cam, is there is a lot of time left here in the 4th quarter, and you can't disregard the playmakers that Dallas has. And so if Dallas keeps going 3 and out, I mean, there's plenty of or if Alaska keeps going 3 and out, there's a lot of opportunity left for Dallas.
Wavy back to throw. Oh, man. Got caught by the turf monster. Concord, I don't think I've ever seen that. He just tripped and fell over.
Yeah, I think the midfield logo shook him up a little bit.
Have you ever seen that? I've never seen a player just completely fall on his face right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, wasn't that the tight end? I don't think
It's Concord.
Oh,
like
that's even more shocking.
Yeah, 3rd down and 5 here. A quick route to Concord. He's short of the first down. 4th down and 1 again for Dallas. That's at least their 4th this afternoon.
Great play design there by Dallas. Poor execution. The receiver definitely should have got past the first down marker. That shouldn't have. He should have never ran that route short. Great catch, great tiptoes. But if you don't run a great route and you're not where you're supposed to be, what good is it?
Are you surprised that Dallas is punting again here on 4th and short? They've punted 3 different times on 4th and 1 in this game. Still down 6. They trust in their defense that much.
I don't blame them here. I think if you can keep flipping field position, if you can get Alaska to be 3 and out.
Good punt.
Great punt.
Oh, all the way down to the goal line.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly where Dallas's mindset was. Let's play great defense. Let's make Alaska try to run up the middle, which hasn't been going so well for them. And maybe we can flip the field position around, because if they can get Alaska to go 3 and out again, the punt's going to put them right around the 40, 45-yard line, and that's great field position for Macc Wavy Jr. And the clock is one of those things that if Dallas gets off a score.
Beakley Jr. nearly dragged down for a safety. Picks up 5.
He's a stud.
97 yards. So he has 10 rushing yards in the 2nd half.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of 3 and outs. I mean, Alaska threw the ball quite a bit. This game, if you cataloged all their plays, and for all you scouts out there, that's what you should be doing is cataloging plays. You're going to see a heavy, heavy dose of passes from Alaska here.
2nd and 5. Handoff Beakley Jr. again. Got the first down, and that is huge. Back-to-back 5-yard gains for Beakley Jr. Keeps the clock moving and gets Alaska out of the shadow of their own goal line.
And that's what I was talking. These power plays off the tackle, and especially when you have the guard and fullback out there leading the charge, Beakley Jr. is getting a majority of his yards outside the tackle.
6:35 to go alongside James Richards. I am Cameron Irvine. doing play-by-play and color commentary for you today here on the SFL Network on YouTube. Western Conference Final Championship game next Sunday, May 7th. Beakley Jr. is wrapped up. No gain there. Keith McDaniel Sr. once again in the backfield.
Yeah, I think if you're Alaska, you stop trying to go up the middle there. I mean, I know they're doing it to keep them true, and then they're getting the big plays on the outside, but Beakley Jr. is taking some big shots every time he runs up the middle.
6 minutes to go. Beakley Jr. still trying to get to 100 yards on the day, and actually now just over it. Oh, Beakley Jr. Heath McDaniel Sr.
What a shot.
Oh, mama.
That's what I just said, Cam. Every time he goes up the middle, he's taking a shot, and then McDaniel Sr. just Superman punched him right in the mouth. Beakley Jr.'s mouthpiece probably feeling a little looser.
Woo, 3rd down and 10, halfway through the 4th. Alaska trying to keep a drive moving in the second half. Macc hit as he throw. Oh, what a hit. Dallas is all over the field. Julius O'Neal laying the punishment, 4th down.
Yeah, and this is exactly what Dallas was hoping would happen when they punted the ball on 4th and short. They're going to get the ball back, or at least they should get it. And with the pressure that we've seen on these punt plays, it's not crazy to think that being backed up in the end zone that we could see a lot of pressure here and maybe get a miracle play. And if not, so then if the punt goes away, Dallas really needs to put points on the board this drive. Scoring a touchdown would be ideal, especially the way the clock's going, especially the way Alaska's offense has been these last couple drives. I don't think they can go away punting the ball again.
Well, Dallas come after it. They do come after it. The snap was a little awkward, but got away in time. Good field position coming up for Dallas. Dobbs returns to the 45-yard line with 5:17 left to go in this game.
Good punt, despite the pressure and the awkward snap. He still got it out to about the 50-yard line. I was thinking with that pressure, we were going to see Dallas starting on the 40, 45. So really good punt and coverage by Alaska's defense. It may help them out there.
It's been more Macc Wavy in the second half. Davis averaging about 3 yards a carry. 1st down and 10 for Dallas. Still down 6, but the handoff goes to Mike. Mike Davis spins away from 1, picks up 4 to keep that clock moving. 2nd down and 6 for Dallas.
Yeah, I think this is the right call by Dallas. You're in position. I think if you're Dallas right now, you burn the clock and you try to get the last possession. I think that's the play. It could bite you in the rear end if you don't convert, or if you're stuffed and you got to do a field goal. But I think Dallas is in a 4-down territory here.
2nd and 6. Wavy Jr. Deep ball is knocked away, nearly intercepted. Evan Carroll again. This guy has been clutch in the playoffs.
Yeah, hats off to the Alaska coaching staff and that secondary. They've really put themselves in great position. Great strategy. If you look at the way they're playing off the line of scrimmage, the corners are giving these receivers a ton of space. That's why you've seen so much success on the out routes and slants. Every time Dallas tries to challenge them over top, you're seeing these interception, deflection.
Wavy, quick throw, right up the middle to Reid. Nobody covered him, and Dallas is in field goal range.
And that's exactly what I was alluding to right there. They're respecting them so much. They're giving them so much space off the line of scrimmage here, and it's leaving these gaps open. And if you're Dallas, this is what you need to be doing. Look for Mike Davis early on 1st and 2nd, then look for the slants and the out routes.
Man.
So
Reid was wide open, like nobody covered him.
It almost looked like there was like an unintentional pick route on the outside to the trip side.
1st and 10, Wavy to pass again, short throw, pushing forward for a 3-yard pickup. Prince Escobar, the clock continues to tick.
If you're Alaska, you'll take that all day. If you're Dallas, you got to have better designs here. You want the out route, but you don't want to run a 2-yard out and then get stuffed. You're ideally looking for that 4 to 6 yard per catch range.
3:50 to go in the 4th. 3 receivers for Macc Wavy Jr. back to pass. Wavy out to Concord. That pass is caught. Pickup of 5 and out of bounds with 3:42 to go. 3rd down and 2 at the 20.
Yeah, and I mentioned that earlier. That's what they need to do early in the drive. They need to be going after the first down marker on second down. They need to be getting these 5-6 yard gains on that. That way when they're on third down, they're in a 3rd and short. And it's not a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, or more. And Macc Wavy's not going to have to sit back there and try to make a great throw every time.
Nerves are high here at Mullinex Oil Field as the Roughnecks try to make their first championship game in franchise history. Back to pass, Macc Wavy Jr. going deep down the field. It's intercepted off the tip. It's Evan Carroll again.
I don't understand, Cam. I don't understand it. So here we are. We've got this situation here where we're having a ton of success on the out routes, right? I think Dallas has had pretty good success on slants and outs, but that's the second time they've tried to run that corner route in the end zone and for no reason, and they've thrown the interception. I don't understand the play calling. And especially if you're trying to hold the ball for the last drive. I'm confused as to why you would do that.
Bigley Jr. Oh, jeez. This Dallas defense is out of their minds with these hits. A pickup of 3. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, hats off to Bigley Jr. You just saw the stat there, averaging 4.2 yards a carry.
That's a tough 4.2 today.
A lot of that was on those big plays, that one big play he had, and then he had a couple 10-yard runs. So up the middle, though, it's been Payne City.
2nd and 7, 3:06 to go. Dallas has all 3 timeouts. They're a little desperate now. Bigley Jr. is put down, a gain of just 1. 3rd and 6 coming up, and neither of these offenses can get anything accomplished.
Yeah, I think Dallas is more so shooting themselves in the foot, where Alaska's just, they've ran out of gas here. I mean, Dallas adjusted, and they just can't get it moving.
I would agree. 3rd down and 6, 2:40. Somebody needs to make a play somewhere. Ball at the 9-yard line, need the 14.5 for the first down. Alaska's really milking some clock now. They're going to hand it off to Bigley Jr. to milk some more clock. Trying to bounce it out to the outside and all the way back to the 5-yard line. He is shunned. They give him forward progress to the 7, but what a job by Dallas's defense pushing Bigley Jr. to the sideline.
Yeah, I agree. This was an opportunistic play here. They knew Bigley Jr. was going to run the ball to try to run out the clock. Great stop there by the Dallas defense. This is ideal. You're going into the 2-minute warning just happened. They conserved all 3 of their timeouts. Chances are they're going to have the ball on the better side of the 50-yard line. And they've got 2 minutes, 3 timeouts to work.
We've reached the 2-minute warning. Will Davius, Reid, and the Dallas Roughneck offense win the game? Or is it Alaska's defense that sends them to the title game? Last 2 minutes coming up. Alaska punting from deep in her own end zone.
Much better protection on that punt.
Short punt, though, and Dobbs gets all the way inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that's not good there, Cam. Great protection and then a terrible punt. And then a really good return by Dallas. Sets Macc Wavy Jr. up in great position. As long as they can avoid these boneheaded mistakes, I mean, we're setting up to have quite the ending here.
James, get ready for another classic SFL dramatic finish. It looks like we're going to have another one here in Dallas. Macc Wavy back to pass. Down the middle of the field, caught inside the 10-yard line. It's Concord's 14th reception of the game.
If you guys remember what I said in the first half, I said, the game's not won in 3 quarters. They got to show up for the 4th. And you can show up for 10 of the 11 minutes in the 4th quarter, but if you don't have a good last minute or 2 minutes, I mean, you could really throw away a season's worth of hard work. And Alaska needs to tighten it up here.
Alaska knows all about it. Was on the flip side of it last week. Pass caught by Concord. Breaking a tackle! What a play by Conk! We're tied!
This is absolutely the worst case scenario here for Alaska. It's so uncharacteristic for their secondary to not make that tackle as well. Hats off to Concord. Great second effort there. With that being said, as terrible of a situation as that is for Alaska, it's also the best situation as well. They still have 3 timeouts. They still have 1 minute and 14 left on the game clock. So, if they would have made the tackle there, we probably would have seen some more clock being burnt there by Dallas, but with all things being considered, this is actually the best case scenario for Alaska. Best case would have been not allowing Dallas to score. When that happens,
Second best case, right?
yeah, and now the best case scenario is they have 1:14 left on the clock with 3 timeouts. The bad news is their offense has been really suspect here in the second half.
And a star kicker. They just need 3.
They just need
points.
3. And Stevie T. Diggs is one of the most electrifying special teams players in the league.
We're about to see him. Can he make some magic happen from the 8-yard line? Diggs on the return. Diggs 25. Diggs breaks a tackle. Diggs 30, 32. Just could not get away.
Solid return. That puts them in good position. They just need to get on the other side of the 40. And I believe that's Kodiak's range. He's been fairly accurate. He's been deadly accurate all year. And so they just need to get him around the 40-yard line.
Denali, 28 of 29. His long this season is 50. His only miss was from 52. 1st and 10 for Alaska with 1:09 to play. Macc back to pass. 3-step drop. Fires down middle of the field. Pass knocked away. Troy LaShaw nearly ended the game right there. It's 2nd down.
If you remember my keys to victory for Dallas early on in the game, I said they need to make Alaska play catch-up and let LaShaw do what LaShaw does, which is set the record for most interceptions in the league. And if you make Macc throw the ball across the middle, that's not the matchup you want. You don't want Macc versus LaShaw.
Right.
He will lose, and we almost saw it happen there.
2nd and 10, 1:07 to go. Alaska has all 3 timeouts, as does Dallas. Back to pass, Macc. He's going to set up a screen for Beakley Jr. A block was missed, but Beakley Jr. does the rest, gets out of bounds, picked up 6, 3rd and 4. It's 4-down territory here for Alaska, so that helps.
Yeah, I mean, for Alaska, you're either going to Optimus Klein or Beakley Jr. I don't know if they can really rely on anybody else in the receiving corps against this secondary specifically.
3rd and 4. Macc will throw. Macc outside. Caught. 1st down. Drive continues for Alaska at the Dallas 46, and the clock stops with 58 seconds to go. Klein with the catch.
Yeah, and that's just what I'm saying. They need to get the ball to Beakley Jr., let him make some plays like we saw on that 2nd down play. Let him break some tackles, stiff arm, pick up some solid yards, and then, they're using Optimus Klein very well.
Man, could Alaska potentially do it again in stunning fashion on a drive right now just shy of midfield? 2 in the backfield with 58 seconds to go. Macc to pass again. Macc going deep down the field. The pass is intercepted at the 31-yard line. Still on the return 40. 45 to the 46. It's Richie Williams. Alaska has all 3 of their timeouts left, but they're now in deep trouble.
What a heartbreaker there, Cam. We talked about Macc's inability to carry the game, and we said, don't put Macc in a situation, not against this secondary. And, we thought it would be LaShaw, but this time he challenged the corners, and, this secondary is not the one to do that against.
1 first down will send Dallas to the SFL Championship Game for the first time in franchise history to take on the winner of our 2nd game of a doubleheader, the Tallahassee Pride of the Queen City Corsairs. Dallas still, however, must get a first down. Alaska has all 3 timeouts. Wavy Jr. going to hand it off to Davis, and Davis is wrapped up the line of scrimmage, no gain. 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them give the ball to Mike Davis. They've been riding him most of the game, and then throwing it out to their stud wide receivers. But I could see him just handing it off to him, and even if Alaska stuffs them and uses all their timeouts, I think that's still a good scenario for Dallas. Heartbreaker either way this game turns out. You can never forget about Stevie T. Diggs, though.
2nd down and 10. Wavy's out of the shotgun here with 4 wide receivers. Is he going to pass? He's going to pass. Wavy down the middle of the field. It's caught.
Wow.
Oh,
close.
What a hit. What a hit right before the sticks. It's 3rd and 1. That took guts.
And Dallas, they're going for the win right now. They're not trying to punt the ball to Stevie T. Diggs. They know that kid's electric. They're trying to go for the win right now. If they get it, if they get the first down, great play calling. If they make a mistake and turn it over, we're going to question the play calling. It's really a double-edged sword.
2 in the backfield, 6 in the box for Alaska. Can they get a stop on 3rd down and 1 handoff to Mike Davis? And Davis got the first down. The ball game is over, and Dallas is going to the SFL Championship Game.
Yeah, barring any critical mistakes here, Dallas is going to come away with this one. And I mean, that's tough. You know, like we said, you can't play 3 quarters worth and then, you know, 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, or 9, I guess. And then, you know, and then like the last 2 minutes, they really let the game slip away.
Victory formation for the Dallas Roughnecks. Stephen Mullinex going to the chip for the first time ever. Alaska was trying to get there. They certainly were a worthy opponent here today, as Macc Wavy now improves to 5-0 all-time in the playoffs.
Yeah, hats off to both teams. You know, both coaches on display here proved that they were worthy of being in this game, and both teams came up with a great game plan. You saw Alaska really put Dallas in an uncomfortable position. You saw Alaska control the game for most of the game there, and then just some costly decision-making with Macc in the passing game came back to bite them in the end. Hats off to Dallas, though, and they're going to need to fix some stuff to keep up with either team that plays in the next game.
Final post-game stats and highlights. Don't forget that Tallahassee and Queen City is coming up at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. Those are the final numbers. Dallas outgains Alaska 344 to 275, and somehow, some way, the Dallas Roughnecks survive Alaska.
Macc Wavy improves to 5-0 in the playoffs.
Man, what an accomplishment.
Incredible.
What an accomplishment. Dallas wins by a point. For James Richards, I'm Cameron Irvine. The SFL postgame show, we want to hear from Dallas and Alaska later tonight. We'll follow Queen City, Tallahassee. The 3-time champion Corsairs going up against 2-time defending champion Thomas Paternity on the coaching staff of Tallahassee. It comes your way in 25 minutes right here on the SFL Network. Don't go anywhere.